Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry, but the music is kind of coming from another room. Why do I feel really low? Oh, you know why? Because right now I'm barefoot. See that? That's what happens when you're short. Um, and I'm also not in my workout clothes. That's because today's an odd day. It's Friday. Workout hair. So I'm going to be working out, but I have to run out. I'm meeting my mom for a quick dinner tonight. But I have been, see, hair's growing and now it's at kind of an annoying phase. But we'll deal with it. And it still is longer in the front, shorter in the back. So like part of it, anyway, you guys know I have issues. Mr. Flo, Dave Smith, how's it going? Oh! Feeling good? I will say one little thing about the whole, by the way, don't you guys love this stuff? It's from Shalene Johnson. You gotta check her out. I'll put a link to this on the blog. What was I gonna say? Oh, with one little note, and I'll do my other vlogs on some of the other stuff, you know, the whole excuses thing that we were saying. By the way, can you see that picture up on my fridge? That's my new inspiration picture. You know, those Jennifer Aniston ads for the water? I just, like, because now I'm feeling really good, I'm losing weight, everything's going great, but you know, the main area that I'm looking to get into perfect shape is my core. For two reasons. You know, number one, that still is where I have, you know, some fat on my back, whatever. I really just want to get my core awesome. I mean, I don't have unrealistic expectations of having like a six pack like figure competitors, but I just want to be able, that's why I have that picture up, because I saw it and I'm like, you know what, that's kind of a good measurement of when you feel really good with where you are fitness wise, is that you can just put on your workout clothes, and instead of, you know, having a tank top like this that covers everything, you know, you've got your total core showing and you're not like, don't touch me, or I don't want to bend over, I might have, you know, little Dunlap disease. Know what I'm saying? But then the other thing about the whole core, I really, really, really want to make sure I start focusing on working my core and working my abs. I've fallen out of that a little bit, and when we were, some of you might have seen my Facebook page, after, what was it? The weekend that one of my nieces graduated from high school, we had a party back at her house, and somehow or another, in the midst of cocktails being consumed, we ended up doing yoga poses. Just all of us were like competing with each other, doing like core work and yoga poses, and it was just like this bizarre thing. But what was funny is, okay, so we're all just joking around, seeing who could do the most push-ups, who could hold their core plank, you know, position the longest, and like my brother's putting the, you know, my niece on top of me while I'm trying to do a core plank position, and they're just trying to make me fall over, and we were all competing. But what was funny is we're just joking around, right, for probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. You guys, I kid you not, just joking around and doing some core work, some planks, some, you know, downward dog, stuff like that. My core and my abs were hurting, you know, in the good way, the DOMs, all last week. It was like unbelievable. And I was like, I had no idea I worked my core that hard, but that also goes to show you how much I haven't been working my core, because it hasn't been that sore in 3 or 4 months. So I'm really going to focus on that. I'd also like to say, completely out of the blue, but you guys are used to this from me, I just like to reiterate how freaking weird my neighbors are, both down below me, okay, because I'm in a condo, and over that way. And I'm just going to say it. Okay, so over that way, I have people that are in this house. And it's just the funniest observation. Okay, so my deck is out that way. That's where I go and I sit on my deck. In the mornings, if it's a nice day, I always sit out there, have my coffee, have my quiet time, I say my prayers and whatever. And I love nothing more than sitting out on the deck, and it's, you know, breezy and nice, even when it turns fall and the leaves are falling. I just, you know, we're inside so much in our offices working. It's nice to just sit outside. And I have trees all over the place and deer half the time, and then of course crazy lion/raccoon things in my trees. But anyway, the people that live over there, I have no idea what's going on, because it's like a dude, okay, and he's like short bald man that likes to wear his jeans with a belt and whatever, but that's not the issue. And then he has, like, I think rotating wives, or maybe he might be, you know, Mormon and has several, right? Is it Mormons that have several? You know, something out there in Utah where they have several wives. I kid you not. Every time I see him, it's like he rotates between 2 or 3 different women that are very kind of plain Jane. They have short hair, don't wear a lot of makeup, unremarkable fashion, okay? But there's never anybody home over there. I would say that that's an empty house for probably, out of every month, 20 days, there's no one there. You know, there's no lights on at night, there's no car in the garage, there's no one there. And then all of a sudden, it's like when they're home, and they'll be sitting out on the deck, but it's like, again, same guy, rotating wives, and then an occasional 3 or 4-year-old child of the female nature who likes to go ah! a lot, which really annoys me. But it's just bizarre that they're never home, and then when they are home, I'm like, and then sometimes it'll be like 2 of the women that I see rotating. So I'm like, you know, and I tell my mom, I'm like, you know, there's that guy, and it's like 1 woman, oh, it's 2 women. But like last time they were out there, and he's sitting out there on the lawn with a chair, and he's got the 2 women on both sides, and I'm like, okay, now really, if this guy looked like, I don't know, Chad from Nickelback or Hugh Jackman, then maybe it would be, you'd be like, hey, he's just got it going on. But like, this is like Clark Griswold next door, okay? And the women are, you know, they're just normal women. It's just bizarre. I mean, there's never anybody there. And then the other thing that always happens, because my deck faces one of their side windows, which is their living room. And when they're in their living room at night, the few times that they're home, they turn a light on in their living room, okay? Most people that are in their living room, you know, you want to sit down, you have kind of mood lighting, right? It's literally like the ceiling fan light that they turn on is like a UFO light. It's so bright that it literally shines onto my deck from all the way over here when they're there. And they'll just be sitting there watching TV, and it's just very bizarre. There's some other things, but I won't get into it, that I notice all the time. Whenever they're home, the day after they're home, the couch that's in that window that faces me will always have a bunch of clothes laying on it. And then they're gone, and there's nothing on the couch. And then they're home, and there's a bunch of clothes laying on the couch, like they're laying out clothes to dry or something. It's just, you know, again, I like to sit on my deck a lot, so the few times that they're home, I notice this stuff. Yeah, I probably need to get out more. I know. Okay, and then the neighbors from hell are downstairs. Okay, those of you that have been watching my vlogs or reading my blog for a while, you realize, honestly, they have made my life a living nightmare. I have never met a more completely inconsiderate and freaking clueless couple who literally, it would make a little bit more sense to me if they were deaf, because then it would explain maybe how they don't understand how ridiculously rude it is to have a barking, yipping dog that can't be left alone in the house for 2 seconds before it starts yipping and freaking out and having dog heart failure. And it got so bad the first year that I was here, because they would just leave and leave this dog in the house for 6 hours. And I'm not lying to you people. I'm not lying to you, okay? Because I recorded some of this. The dog would bark and yip and scream and yelp consistently for 6 hours when they were gone. So I had to start calling the association, I had to start calling the police. Finally, when they started to realize down there that they were going to get ticketed for noise disturbances with the dogs, then instead of training the dog to not bark like a freaking satanic animal, they decided that they're going to, every time they go somewhere, they take the dog with them. Well, lately I've been noticing that they are either not taking the dog with them. Well, obviously, there's few times that they're not taking the dog with them. And I'll be sitting in here, and all of a sudden, right below my bedroom, I just hear the dog, again, freaking out as if someone's stabbing it to death. Just yipping and barking and screaming and whatever. So I go to get ready to call the cops, because I'm like, I'm not dealing with it. If you think that all of a sudden you can leave that dog home, and then all of a sudden, after like 3 minutes, it's just silent. And they're not home. I think they're drugging the dog. I think that they're tired of taking the dog everywhere, and they're drugging the dog, because the dog, they'll leave. The second they leave, the dog starts yipping and freaking out and barking, and then it's just silent, and there's no one in the house, people. There's some mad stuff going on down there. And I might add also that when they are in their kitchen, which is below my kitchen, I swear to God, it's like the woman is taking a bowling ball and throwing it into all of the cabinets. That's how loud she slams the cabinets. I'm gonna have to go to vlog 2.